good, y'all? It's Purple Matter, and I'm here with Jim and Liz on Cross the Street. There's good or perp.
Perp?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Here we go. What is good? I am here today with my friend Perp from Purple Matters here in the Spacement.
That's right.
The Spacement. He's got a nice space here. Take a look at this.
Yeah, check out the booth.
This is the booth here that everybody gets to come frequent, I take it. Ooh, nice. Very nice.
Yes, indeed.
So tell us a little bit about the space, Nick. How long have you been here?
So I've been here coming up on 5 years. I moved in here, it feels like a long time ago, but it started as like a super unfinished, paint splatters all over the floor, just empty basement. And it's gone through a couple iterations to get where it is now. Just put in the window, built some stuff up, a couple different coats of paints on the walls, but I've been kind of building it into a studio over the years, and it went from just, you know, recording homies, just little personal projects, to being my part-time job while I worked in kitchens, and now it's my full-time job. This is where I work pretty much full-time.
What was the last kitchen that you worked in?
I worked in a cheesecake factory for 5 months, and then I literally quit on my birthday and said I have to pursue an opportunity, because I got an opportunity to work for a label, and I was pretty much like, hey, if I don't do it now, I'm not going to do it. So I just kind of jumped right in.
I think our past guest, Young Bless the Gutter, I think he used to work at the Cheesecake Factory.
No way.
Yeah.
If it was someone on Clackamas, it's possible we could have crossed paths, maybe unaware, but...
We did get a chance upstairs. We got a chance to chop it up just for 15, 20 minutes up there, and learned a little bit more about what you do here. Number one, it's a full-service studio.
That's right.
You've just had the opportunity recently to work with some larger studios, you said.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I got a chance to do some work at Page Street, which, shout out to Page Street, it's an incredible studio, especially for things like, you know, full bands, live instruments, anything related to strings. Like if you're just looking for like a really beautiful, full-size, expansive studio experience, that's definitely the spot to go.
Oh, nice. And you get to work there hand in hand with someone kind of helping you a little bit get better, or? Yeah,
that's basically what I've been basically allowed to do is I kind of assistant engineer on sessions, so I'll get to bring people in there and help them. One thing that we do is if you have an engineer that you like to work with, one of us will be there just kind of walking them through the equipment, helping them with any questions they might have, just making the artist feel welcome.
Also, it is wet and dreary outside. If you look up to the top there, you'll be able to see the weather that we show on the show.
It is brutal out there.
We were talking on the way here, and I think that officially March and April from here on out is just going to be producer/studio month on the show.
Oh,
so
yeah.
We get spaces with roofs.
Yes, no, that's important. And, you know, we already know we'll be in there, because that's what that's what all of us producers do during the rainy months, is we're in here making beats.
Let's talk about your chair.
Right.
Is this an upgraded chair for you? Your chair that you got here that you're sitting in?
This is the seasoned chair. I've had this chair for like 20 years. I can't even lie.
Let's go.
It's seasoned. You know, it's the one. It's you know, it's seen it all.
It'd be cool to get like you and Zone and Zeb and all you guys and get all your chairs together. Yeah.
Hey, I gotta say, you know, Prince at Portland Underground, and shout out to him. He taught me everything that I know with producing or with engineering for the most part. But I think he has the best chair game. He's got the cushions. He's got like the ergonomic chair. I think his chair game's unparalleled.
I'm going to show my mouse pad, because if there's one thing I have cool in my studio, I'll show you all a picture of my mouse pad right over here. I have the mouse pad game taken care of. But.
Oh, man. Yeah, I can't compete with you there. I just got the little basic joint, you know?
I got like a full-on carpet.
Oh,
it's really
man.
nice, like a little Persian rug.
Dude, you got to save the wrists. I mean, especially when this is actually the first time I've had a job just working on the computer all day. Most of the time I've been, you know, cooking and prepping stuff, so it's like just having a job where I sit has been different. It's actually been kind of nice.
You got an array of equipment here that you use, it looks like.
That's right. So
just give us a little rundown of your
so
goodies here.
Basically I have a little channel strip here, which is, you know, my compressor, EQ, my preamp. I have my interface. It's kind of hard to see.
Did you go to school for this?
Yeah, so basically what I did is I did a program, and actually you can check it out. I have my little you know, my whole year of schooling, and all I got was a certificate. But what I got to do is a program called Recording Connection, and basically, as part of it, I got to sit in with Prince at Portland Underground for a bunch of sessions and watch his workflow, do some assistant work, and there was a curriculum where I got to learn about just electronics, audio engineering, some acoustics, and basically just learn the ropes of engineering. Sort of like you would in an internship, it's accelerated to about a year, so you can spend as much time there or as little as you want, and then at the end, you basically are like kind of ready to go out into the world and get an assistant job or start to continue your internship or what have you. So shout out to him. He passed on all the knowledge, and I just kind of started my own thing here. I kind of went the tougher route and just kind of wandered out into the deep end, but I think it was the right thing for me ultimately. You know,
that space there that you speak of, very talented group of individuals between Zone and Zeb and I mean, come on,
some of the best, honestly, some of the best in Portland, like literally, and also some of the people with like the most connections to a lot of Portland's history, especially in the hip hop scene. You know, and even people that work with people that I know even now. You know, which is amazing. Like they've been tapped in there for like 20 years at this point, you know?
Just small spider webs to the show. We've had your wife on our program a couple of times.
Yeah, shout out to her, man.
We didn't know that, I guess, when we were filming it, I guess, but
right.
We were suddenly surprised when we walked in today and we were like, hey, Smoon, we know you.
We've seen you before, yeah. No, and it's awesome because we've been making our music down here. I feel like that actually our connection, our music has been a big part of this space coming together. We've always made her music down here, and she's always helped support me building the space, promoting the space. She's just been such a huge part of it, and yeah, it's really cool to see. And I think it's also funny because some people don't know that that we're married or anything like that, and so they'll make the connection. They'll be like, dude, that's crazy.
Well, it all makes sense now. Yeah,
right,
yeah.
exactly.
We shared her link, actually, for her new song that she just put out recently in one of the episodes that we did.
Heck yeah.
And that was one that you produced for her?
Yeah, it's probably off our third album, which just came out, called Bad Friends, and that was a really fun project. That one was very different.
A little different. I watched what's her name? Billie Eilish. I watched the Billie Eilish interview last week. Her and her brother.
Yeah.
Her and her brother are quite the combo.
Insane duo. That dude is actually one of the coolest producers. Phineas, right? I want to say.
Yes, that's his. Yeah.
He's really cool. If you watch some of his interviews, he obviously has a very unique way of looking at music. And it looks like they also just have like incredible musical chemistry, which I think is cool. It's hard to find someone to lock in with for like your whole career sort of thing, someone dependable that you can just keep building your rapport with,
That was part of our conversation upstairs a second ago, was the people pay for studio experiences, A, to get their music done, but B, like we were discussing, they really like it when you guys can hit that so-called chemistry switch where everything just flows quickly and fast. Man,
and honestly, I think that's my favorite part. That's what keeps me coming back to music, especially as an engineer, as a producer, is just that connection and working with somebody when things just start to flow. And kind of like you mentioned upstairs, it's like where you don't have to just go, oh, was that good? Was that good? You just look at each other and and no words need to be exchanged. And I think that's what I hope to give the people that I work with is just like more of an experience creating music than say like, I could just do X, Y, and Z for you and we could call it a day. But it's like, if you really want to, connect and make something unique and have a good time creating music from scratch and just have that experience, that's what I'm all about.
We also complimented a fantastic Instagram feed as of late.
I appreciate that.
Anybody that knows me, I preach often stop making content about yourself, which is hard for people to do, and answer some questions, and that's exactly what you've done. You've made some content that not only answers some questions, but also gives a little bit of a creative inspiration as well. For sure. No, I really appreciate that. I really appreciate the compliment and the recognition there. I definitely, it's funny because, like, I'm actually a really shy person naturally, but I had this kind of realization where, like, I was like, is it more, I guess, like, shy or embarrassing to, like, not make content and put myself out there and do those things, or to just, to not do it at all, or to just do it and see what happens and see what people think about it. And honestly, the feedback has been so positive. So it's like I had that kind of epiphany about
just trying things out. And I think that's like the key for anybody who's like trying to put themselves out there a little bit more, is just try different things. Like the thing that you might not think is what you expect might be that thing that everybody loves, and everyone's like, dude, do that some more. I want to see what else you can do with that, because that was the response that I started to get when I started to like post videos of me just making beats and doing things I do normally.
We have a great inspirational story, actually kind of relates to that. Big ups to Vinny Dwayne.
Oh yeah, amazing.
He
artist.
went from 2,500 followers 6 months ago to 110,000 as of this morning.
That's heavy, yeah.
Congratulations to him, and that
Shout
his
out.
little quote that he put. I'll show the little quote that he put up here actually, and it's essentially that: don't
cool.
give up, keep trying, reinvent yourself, find something. So.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think that that's like the best message for creatives out there, because I think in a time where like there's so much volume out there, like you really have to innovate. But I think the best way to innovate is to innovate without really trying. It's just do different stuff, do what is fun, do what you're passionate about, and just put yourself out there with things that you're passionate about, something that you can just enjoy doing every single day. And chances are people will feel that from you over being like, oh, they're trying to sell me something or trying to do this. It's just like, they look like they're having a good time. They're doing something that's in their element. So I'm going to keep watching them do it, you know?
It's kind of dark down here.
Yes.
I don't know. Our horticulturist is not here today, but we did bring you a gift.
Oh, my. Okay.
Birdie Lee's not with us here today, but in her
this is
spirit,
awesome.
she blessed us with a little starter plant there for you.
Dude, shout out to her. I need some more greenery down here, to be honest with you.
There you go.
And it's funny because, like, I have not a green thumb on me. I had a succulent and I had a fake plant in here, and the fake plant fell over, fell out of its thing, and the succulent died. But I'll try to learn a little bit about taking care of these things. This is cool, man. What is this?
What is the name of it, Liz? Do you know?
That's a spider plant.
Spider plant.
They're not fussy, but
Badass.
if I saw anything from y'all's situation upstairs,
was
Moon
gonna
has
say,
got the plants under control.
She's got me covered, man. Yo, it just is awesome, dude, because it's like when you have plants, it just creates a different energy in the space. I feel like the oxygen thing really makes a difference. It just makes it feel a little more comforting and a little more alive, which is always good, you know?
We've given some plants out on the show in the past, and some of them are still around even.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
See, that would be a cool thing, is like plants of across the street, you know, full circle.
Ooh,
kind
there
of
you go. That's a great segment. Yeah.
Where are they now?
Tone Deaf Media, he has one that we gave to him.
Dude, shout out to Tone, man. One of my favorite people. He's awesome.
We had a great time with him. We went down to Walker Stadium and did his interview down there.
Hell
Super
yeah.
fun, super fun.
Yeah.
What about you? Have you worked with anybody recently that's kind of surprised you, or?
Let's see here. Well, one of my favorite recent things that happened was me and Bremer Baden, our new single Green Clouds, produced it here, recorded it here. That one's been doing good. I've been really excited to see that one out there and seeing people's response, which has been super positive. I have a sort of a special guest later today, which I don't want to give away too much about, but it's a huge opportunity. So I think you guys will get to see it kind of come together over the next couple weeks. So I'm excited for that. And then recently, let me think, just been a lot of producing. Honestly, it's been interesting because a lot of my business has shifted to making beats over engineering. And I have a solid group of people that keeps coming back to me on the recording side. I actually want to shout them out because they're starting to sort of tap into the local scene.
Right.
But like Day Finesse and let me see, Lucas, the homie Lucas, and let's see, his artist name is Self-Made Baby, but Omarion. I've been working with those guys for years, and it's kind of cool to see them start to pop out. Their music has just been so much progression. It's been getting really good lately, so I'm excited to see my guys, you know, sort of doing some shows and releasing some music, so, you know, shout out to them.
Speaking of releasing music, we'll take time to recognize our all-the-time sponsor here on Cross the Street, Rappy Dusky and PDX Radio.
Let's go.
For all you artists out there, please submit your music to prettydopesubmissions@gmail.com, and Rappy will get you played on PDX Radio on his credited radio station. So.
Hey, tap in with him, man. You got to get on the radio. Got to get in people's ears, you know?
He's done a great job. We like to call him the audible version of Cross the Street. He does everything for free. He does everything for love. He does everything for Portland. Shouts out to Rappy. Love you, my friend. Love you.
Yeah, that's that's important, man. I think that just doing stuff for the community and just doing it for the sake of the community is like some of the most important things you do. And dude, honestly, that's why I admire the show so much and why I wanted to connect and make it happen, because it's like when we started this space, we were doing house shows down here for free and just for the sake of the community, man, just for people to have a good time. And so it's like to see other people carrying that energy with that, I was like, I want to support in any way I can, because I think that's the best part about Portland. There is so much of that. And a lot of people are just doing it for the love, which is, I mean, that's what it's about, you know?
Some of the friendships that our show has been able to develop, not only with us and the guests, we have also seen in return with the guests and the viewers.
Yeah.
So
1000%.
I'm wearing my Boski Rock shirt today.
Shout out.
And as part of wearing the Boski Rock shirt, you said that you gave away a few hours of free studio time at an event, the Freestyle Saturdays.
I want to say, I'm trying to remember who it was, because IC put on that event, and shout out to IC, another great artist. But it was really interesting because I raffled away, and I'd never done a raffle before, but it's like, it's funny that you say making connections and stuff. I had never heard of him, and so I got to work with him, and we just like made this track out of nowhere in like 2 hours, and it was really cool and unique. It was something really creative, and it was just like, just came together, and I got tapped in with him and Dub Dynamite and a bunch of other people that I hadn't been aware of before. So it's like, if you just make a random connection like that, it's kind of like you were saying upstairs, that connection will sort of trickle down to other people who you might not even have known that have been around for years.
We get stories often of, oh, I didn't know that person did this, or I didn't know they made music. And then, so I imagine the same spider webs get opened up for you quite often through the space.
Man, so much. It's really interesting because another thing that we were talking about upstairs, there's a lot of people that will be making music out here and maybe won't tap in as much as like what people would consider like sort of the main hip hop scene out here. But it's like, it's a beautiful thing once you see that connection get made and everybody's on events, everyone's going to shows, and those groups of people start to come together, because it's like, there's no reason we shouldn't be aware of what everybody else is doing and connect it all up and build with each other and make those connections to make the community stronger, you know what I mean? That's what I've been about from the beginning of doing this, and especially when we used to host shows with like Wanna Have a Showcase, it's just about bringing groups of people that might not listen to each other's kinds of music or might not know about each other, you know?
Take a lot of pride in that with our program as well, serving everyone, treating everyone the same, regardless of your style of music or business presentation.
Exactly.
So how does it take to work with you here at the studio? How can people tap in with you to book their time?
So best way to do it is hit me up on Instagram at Purple Matter PDX. If you DM me, that's usually the easiest way to get a session going. I do have a link in my bio where you can book it automatically through my calendar. And just answer a few questions, you'll be able to get it booked. You can hit me up for beats, mixing, mastering. Honestly, Instagram is the best way to get at me. And let's make some music. Let's have a good time, you know?
We will definitely leave your Instagram link below for everybody to get a hold of you.
Perfect.
Other than that, we did run through about 17 minutes pretty quick. You want to give some special love, shout-outs, PSAs on the way out here before we wrap this up?
Man, I think pretty good. I'm just saying, keep supporting the community, keep making music, keep making connections with, people you might not normally make connections with, keep doing things for the love, keeping the music real, keeping it authentic and inspired, and basically just have a good time,
Stay creative, I think, is what Sean Cannell would say.
Yeah, I would definitely do that. Yeah, that's the message. Hey, well, thanks so much, man. I really appreciate being able to do this,
No, thank you so much for your time. Thank you for inviting us here to your space. If there's ever anything we can do for you in the future, you just reach out and let us know.
Appreciate that.
We also got to give our special shout-out to our monthly sponsor, Curtis at Automatic Ink. On the count of three, Liz, you think we can do it? 1, 2, 3. If you can think it, we can ink it.
Oh, that was great. No, y'all killed that.
We're like, this is like the 5th time we've done it, and we have had a mouthful trying to get that correct. So
it's a nice slogan, though. That'll stay in your ears, I can dig it.
Thanks again for your time, friend. We'll see you soon.
Hell yeah, thank you.
Cheers.